box day. Yeah, I mean, you guys already know. If you saw the post, if you didn't, we've got two SH MonsterArts figures here. Not only are they SH MonsterArts, they are SH MonsterArts Godzilla X Kong New Empire figures. Yeah, just two of them, and as you can see, the box is small, so it's obviously not the big one. Well, because one, Amazon doesn't have her yet, so she comes out in 5 days. She's supposed to get there on the 15th, or she's supposed to be available for order, and not pre-order on the 15th. What I'm probably going to do is just wait until Suko and Mothra are out, and by that point, SHMA should be priced down a bit, because right now she's only, oh my god, the sun, she's only $213 already for pre-order. She just keeps dropping. So, you know, maybe by next month, by the time that Suko and Mothra are out, and I'm in a bit more of a comfortable spot, I'm, you know, in my job and stuff, and more comfortable, and everything's more secure and stable, I'll order those two together. Because now, with these two, we're 2/3 of the way there. Hey, Sharktopus, how's it going? So, let's not waste any more time. Let's open this up. We're going to start with Kong first. Because... oh my god. Did they change the formula on their tape? My goodness, that was actually tough to cut. We're going to start with Kong first because I owned the original 2021 and I owned the event exclusive, or I owned, past tense, oh god, ooh. The event exclusive and the original 2021, which is funny because you can get both the Godzilla versus Kongs. Still, yeah, Big Bad Toy Store has both. Amazon still has the event exclusive, and whenever they do a Prime sale, it gets cut down. So hopefully the next time that there's a sale and it gets cut down to like 60 or 70, I'll be picking that up. I don't know if I'm going to go for a 2021 Godzilla. I definitely would like to get the 2019 back, but it's just aftermarket's a little crazy on it, so we're probably going to hold up. Sharktopus, if you're still here, is my audio good? Oh yeah, we're good. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay, so like I said, we got two figures in here. Oh, I wonder who that is. If I got Kong, then I'd grab the E. Yeah, I'm gonna have one for both. So, I'm gonna get one of each. So, because the colors don't match on this guy, or the event exclusive doesn't match with the Beast Glove, and that will bother me. So, here's the Kong. You guys get to see it first. Ooh. Were people saying this was badly painted? Are they sure? It looks fine in the box. It looks great, actually. Well, okay. That's a little bit of copium. It looks better than expected. There we go. That's the word. I'm trying not to be biased. You all know at this point, I love my MonsterArts. I can't help it. Let's see. Let's test joints and stuff. The main part of this unboxing is going to be Skar. I know most people, even though Skar's been out for a few months, I'm sure most people want to see me react to Skar. Hands look good. We got all the correct hands. Sitting good there. Just looking at them really quick. The head sculpt. The teeth on mine are painted good. It looks good. I mean, the gray's not like super crazy, but like, I don't know, it looks fine. Oh, and the translucent axe. Now this, this looks cool. I'm not gonna lie. That looks cool. Yeah, we're still dealing with the lighting issue. I'm actually, kind of like I said right at the beginning, I'm almost in like a pretty comfortable spot now. I should be able to get a curtain, so we won't have this bleed out, even though my brightness is all the way down. We shouldn't have this anymore, I'd say by next month. Okay. Oh, what the hell? Well, we lost an arm right off the bat. Or not an arm. We lost a hand. Hand popped off right out of the box. That's okay. Hands are supposed to be removable. Just have to find it. Oh, there it is. That's it. Ooh, and there we go. And the sun goes down and it looks good again. Cool. All right, let's check the tightness. But oh yeah, Sharktopus. I'm going for one of each. So mainly because now that the special color version Mechagodzilla 2021 looks so good, because I wasn't going to rebuy the old one. I was just going to wait for a new one, and obviously a new one's coming out. I want the 2021 for all the effect pieces. I want the axe mainly, like the axe effect, the blue powered up energy. Yeah, Kong's fine. The joint tolerances on this release is much better than both of the original ones, and I had a really good event exclusive Kong. Okay, well, it does suck that the scars on the front are painted, but I mean, that's not new information. It is weird, yeah, this should have been the event exclusive body, but that's okay. This looks good. It's not, like, amazingly perfect. Obviously, it's not accurate. But I think it looks good. Looks good. Kong looks good. I'm pleased with it. Amazon had a sale on it, so not a crazy sale, but it was like $10 off, I think. So, but I know that's not what everyone here cares about when talking about these figures. I mean, this figure's a year old now, right? I think so. This is a year-old figure. This and the Godzilla, which is funny because the Godzilla's actually, US side, the Godzilla's pretty easy to get, but Japan side, that Godzilla's gone. You can still buy Kong. In fact, a lot of places have it on sale for like $30-40, but then shipping is $30-40 or even more now, or going to be more. So it ends up not really like, you know, not being really important, I guess, because it's been out. This is the one I know y'all want to see. This is the one that I want to see. I've been watching a ton of reviews, and I mean a ton. I have been on this figure. I'm not gonna lie. I have been watching this figure a lot. A lot of reviews, a lot of opinions, even people that I don't like to watch anymore. Watch their videos as well. To really hone this in. Alright, Skar. Please be good. I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm gonna be more than fine with this. I'm gonna be satisfied. One, because I like MonsterArts. Alright. Let's see it. I mean, that whip's huge. I got a feeling I'm not going to like the whip. I'll tell you all that right now. I do got a feeling. I got a strong feeling I am not going to like the whip. But we'll see. Oh, hell. Hey, we're going to have a second thing to unbox here on the channel. A pre-order from Mondo that has been just MIA for 4 months. Yes, it was originally for December. I guess that literally just got dropped off. It's not a figure. It's not something fancy. But, you know, it should be cool. Okay. Hands look good. Gonna get all the hands and stuff out of the box. That way I don't drop anything. Look pretty good. We'll take a look at the beast glove on the camera. We don't need to see the fingers. Or the fingers, the hands. I mean, he looks pretty good himself. Oh, here. Let's start him off. Let's see this atrocious head. I mean, do I have any plans on picking up SHMA? Oh yeah. Once Amazon gets her in stock, because I can use my wonderful credit card on Amazon, which is why I've been buying a lot from Amazon, even though I really haven't wanted to buy from Amazon because, you know, they're part of the problem. But they get things the cheapest, so yeah, the head sculpt's good. It's not accurate. That's not terrible. I think people overreacting, saying that this thing looks awful is... I think they're bending the truth a little bit. For views, in my opinion. I don't think it's that bad. These Beast Glove hands look nice, though. These look nice. I also don't want to support Amazon, yeah. I mean, it's hard to because they already have SHMA. She's not even in their stock. Big Bad Toy Store and all of them have had it now for, what, a month? I think 2 months. She's been out since March for the US. Amazon has it for $213 right now. And by the time it releases and it doesn't sell well, because it won't sell well, it will keep just dropping. Hope you enjoy your SHMA. My Haya's on her way. Oh, yeah, dude. I almost thought about buying the Haya SHMA as well, getting both. Seeing as she's actually not that small, I think they did go and they buffed up her height a little bit, which is probably the reason why she was delayed so long. And you know, height-wise, I'm pretty impressed. It's still not as big as the MonsterArts, but she's up there. So I thought about doing both because, I mean, MonsterArts is concept art. Haya's the movie for the most part. It's still too small, but I mean, you know, having them both would be maybe cool. And then if I don't like one or the other, then I can just sell which ones I don't like, you know. All right, Beast Glove, pretty cool. It does suck that it feels super limited in range. But that's okay. We're not going to attach this on Kong because I'll have to do a review on Kong without the Beast Glove, and then we'll do that. Even though there's really not a point because the figure's so old at this point. But here's our joint remover if we have issues. You know, after doing Mega Blocks for 2 months, tools like this are great. The tools are great. Let's take out the whip. We're going to save Skar for last, and then I'm going to run downstairs and grab that poster from Mondo, and then we'll open that up as well. Okay. Okay, I mean... Hey, we're not going to be able to see the whip very well. The whip is... I can see what people are talking about. It's a bendy wire. I'd probably do a double review on these, but I don't know how that would work out for you. See, I'd like to, but I feel like Skar... People are going to want to see Skar, even if it's only the trolls that don't like MonsterArts and don't like the figure, you know, each their own. They're going to want to come onto the video, and they're going to give me views, and even if it's dislikes, I mean, views are views and comments are comments, so, you know, in that regard, it's kind of like it'd be kind of a waste. And I didn't do that for the Godzillas, so I feel like it'd be disrespecting Kong, especially because this definitely is an upgrade from the both 2021 Kongs, in terms of joint tolerances so far, at least. I can see why people don't like the whip. So with bendy wire, a lot of the times the wire will pop out, so they made this a more rough and tumble material. But because of that, as you guys can kind of see, like, it doesn't bend the best. Of course, it's still kind of, you know, it's out of the box. It's getting used to it, but, you know. So I can see I'm going to have some qualms with it. Okay, now I've been holding this monstrosity off. Let's see what I'm going to say, even though... So I've rewatched 2019 and New Empire recently, very, very recently, like within the last few days. Right before I made this purchase, actually. I'm not going to say that the movie's aging better for me, New Empire specifically, but I definitely feel like I gave it a little too much hate there for a little bit. A little too much, but I'm still not going to deny... The movie has a lot of issues. And one of those issues is just Skar being so underutilized. Skar not being the big bad that he was advertised to be kind of hurts the film a little bit, in my opinion. This monster... It's kind of the opposite for me. I like it a lot less now. See, and that's how it was. Like, I definitely didn't like it the more times I rewatched it last year, and even at the beginning of this year. But I think, I don't want to say the movie's growing on me, but it definitely, like, I don't hate it. It's definitely my least favorite of the MonsterVerse still. Oh, God. Oh, okay. Well, there's that. It's that is not good. There's no point for this joint to be that limited. That's it's better than 90 degrees. Everyone was saying it only goes like that, but mine bends at least like that. Oh, hey, the sun. Oh, it's this arm. This is the one that's really like locked. It's not a great movie. It had a lot of great concepts. Like, one of the things that I do is I'll watch the movie and then I'll be like, well, what could they have changed to make it better? And New Empire is like one of the ones that I just keep, like, every time I watch it I have a different idea, which, you know, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. Like, it shows that there's a lot that they could have done to change the film, but at the same time it's like, well, it's not terrible either, but, like, you know, I'm currently right now on the TV I'm watching Infinity War, actually, Avengers Infinity War. It's been 2 or 3 years since I've seen Infinity War, and Facebook was just sending me reels and reels of the movie clips, and I was like, damn it, you know what, I'm gonna watch it. You know, I've been on a nostalgia trip. GMK is easily my least favorite. Oh, you don't like 2021? Interesting. Oh yeah. Oh, the mullet. The mullet on this guy. See, oh yeah. I don't know. I feel like this is overhated. This figure, the figure itself, I feel like it's a little exaggerated. A little bit. Like, I don't want to say that about other people's opinions. So I guess I'll say it in the way of, like, the people who didn't buy this, who didn't like the prototype figures, and then went and didn't buy it, and then, you know, are very loud about it in comments and posts and stuff. Like I said, I watched most of the reviews on YouTube for this guy, just to really make sure that I was willing to risk it. And, like, I was also looking through the comments and stuff, and there's a lot of hate for this figure. And I don't think it's as warranted as people make it out. I feel like some people would be more impressed with this in hand than out. Of course, you know, still, if they don't like the movie, they don't like the character, it's going to be hard. I mean, even Diego Doom kind of struggled with this figure a little bit because doesn't like the character, didn't like the movie, and that is a turnoff for people, and that's fair. Or if people just don't care for, like, the ape kaijus, you know, it makes sense. But I think this thing's a little overhated. I like the size. I really wish Skar was this size in the movie. That's probably the thing that I like the most, is just how big he feels. He's a thick figure too. It's got some weight to it. Like, it's heavier than Kong, and Kong's thicker. Like, this is much heavier than this. This is almost 2 of these put together. Yeah, there they are. I think we did pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Kong and Skar feel very nice. You know, I kind of said, oh, well, this will decide me buying the others, but honestly, I was probably going to buy SHMA anyways. Yeah, dude, I really like it. I mean, I can't say I'm a huge fan of the figure, but obviously not going to care. Yeah. So, don't like even, this... Oh yeah, no, I get it. I completely get it. So, you know, I'm trying to be less judgmental, and I'm still trying to be sassy in my reviews and my voiceovers, but I'm also still trying to respect other people's opinions a little bit better than I have for a while. I've been pretty bitter and a sour person. I think that translates onto my videos a little bit as well in my live streams. So, which is one of the reasons I basically didn't stream last week. Yeah. And we're still gonna, or this week I should say, and we're still gonna you know, take it a little bit slower. We're going to do a lot more. I'm not going to say a lot more videos, but I mean, reviews and showcases and bonus videos will be coming out, because now I have to figure out what I'm going to do for a bonus video this week. I've got a few ideas. I know what the reel is going to be this week. If you guys are excited, do you guys want to see what the reel, the short is going to be? I got this the other day from Ami with My Dress Up Darling statue that we're not going to put on camera. Not because it's naughty, but, you know, the anime or My Dress Up Darling stuff is more of like my stuff. That's not really for the channel. That's just a personal buy. But this was in it, or this was like $6, $7. This is, I believe it's pronounced Gambatu. If you guys don't know what this is, press the teeth down. Oh, we got them all. And then it snaps closed. You know, it's just a fun little kids game. It's cheap. But I got this, and I guess I shouldn't say this isn't going to be the short. I was going to do a short. If I was a reviewer, I'd definitely ham it up for videos. Oh, yeah. Be a hard buy for me. Oh, yeah. No, that's okay, Sharktopus. I figured. I tried to scroll down to see if it would expand, but I forget YouTube itself has comment or character limits. This is actually going to be a video, the girlfriend. The wonderful, wonderful partner of my life that puts up with my purchases and all my me. I showed her this and she's like, this would be a great video for you and I just to do on the channel, just like a quick, like a few minute one. And yeah, so I don't know if it's gonna be this week, because she has to have a day off. But we're gonna just play this a little bit, and I have to figure out camera angles and like lighting and stuff. So but I thought about maybe doing a short on it as well, just showing it off, and then we're going to do a video with some sort of rules. Can't really do hot sauce with my health right now, and maybe not ever. I might never be able to do the hot sauce videos, so that -1 cursed video might be the last one forever, which I don't even think I posted it. I know I showed it off during the live stream last year, the anniversary live stream. But yeah, this we're trying to figure out. We might do blinkies, but you can't show that off on YouTube. In fact, you can't really even technically say that you're doing that on YouTube. So, you know, we're trying to figure out a way that we can like balance the having fun and having a punishment for losing, that's still like visible. Like we could say, you know, do this chore, do that chore this week, but we're not gonna film each other doing chores. So we're trying to figure out punishment for this that would be fun for you guys to see as well, and add some stakes. Yeah, so that's going to be coming out at some point. It's going to be fun having her on the channel as well. Love her to death, and also because of that means Tater's probably going to be in the video as well. Okay, so that's the MonsterArts. I'm going to mute my screen really quick, or not mute, I'm gonna take the video away. I'm not leaving, the stream isn't done. I'm going to go down to my front door and get this last package, and then we're gonna unbox that really quick. Okay guys, I'll be right back. Huge fucking post. Oh, oops, sorry, I said a naughty word. These huge poster. Oh, I gotta keep this open. These huge poster tubes. Okay, I'm back. Somewhat off topic, but now that we have an accurate, I suddenly want the OG concept art. Hey, I'm in that camp. I might honestly try to aim for the regular Sakai 2000 MonsterArts 99, because that's the one I always wanted with the purple dorsal plates, or the red, maroon, you know, whatever. Not maroon. Gonna cover up the thing. Here we go. You guys ready for this? Oh, they did it different now. These are stapled. Ew. Um, Definitely not off topic. And Sharktopus, I agree. I definitely want him purple all the way. Yeah. Oh, I don't want to destroy this because I want to. So with my posters, for the ones that I'm not able to have frames for, like this one, I'm not going to have a frame for it right away because it's just not within the budget. Same thing with the curtains. It's one thing if I can make content on it on YouTube. It's like these figures, technically, you know, probably shouldn't have done it, but it's also content for the channel. So I would much rather have to sell figures to be able to buy items that I want for my collection and for the channel than you know, buy a bunch of things that I can't show off on the channel, which, you know, kind of like that Marian statue. A little bad. Maybe we'll make a short on her. I'm trying to get this thing open without ruining it. I'm gonna just have to ruin it. That sucks. Woo! Pulled that SOB right out. Okay. I'm gonna have to be careful. Oh, it's double layered now. Oh, okay. I see why they did this. I see why it's this way this time. Last time they weren't these large ones. They were more in a tube like this, but I guess posters must have been getting destroyed. Yeah, you can see the bottom half. It's a good thing I was wearing pants. Normally I have these pajama shorts, but they're a little short for YouTube. You know, they're comfy, but they're pajamas. Where these are sweatpants. Okay. I probably shouldn't be doing this, but I do want to see this in hand. Holy moly. This is huge. Okay, we're going to keep the film on it. This thing's gigantic. So this is the online exclusive. This is the version 2 Godzilla vs. Biollante Mondo poster. This thing is humongous. This went up for pre-order last July. This was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. This is almost a year old, this poster. Almost. I remember because there was the Bob Eggleton version of this poster that was at the SDCC Mondo booth, and then there was this poster which was available online that I believe is not Bob Eggleton, or if it is, it's a different version. And yeah, that's just gone. But yeah, it's taken this long. I pre-ordered that back in July, and it just kept getting pushed back, and it's just like, I know things are crazy. I know things at Mondo are shifting and changing, but it's really frustrating when a poster gets delayed months and months and months. But it looks good. I thought it was foil for some reason, which I actually think the foil would not make it look as good. So I'm pretty pumped about it. I do apologize I can't show it off better. It will definitely get its own show-off-y type thing once I get a frame for it. It's a huge poster, so it's going to be a $30, $40, $50 frame. I believe most of the frames are from China, so I mean, it could be even more by the time I'm actually financially put to be able to buy one, because, you know, tariffs on China. So, which we're going to talk about that a little bit right now, just to make it clear, because I mention it throughout videos. So yes, most of the tariffs for other countries have been put aside, but China is, I believe it's a 100+%. It's 105, 125 tariff. What comes from China? Skar King. Kong is China as well, actually, surprisingly. I think the Godzilla was Vietnam. So half of our MonsterArts, all of our Bandai movie monster series, every single one, they're not made in Japan. They're made in China. So tariffs are going to wreak havoc on them Big Bad Toy Store and other U.S. sellers or companies have already stated what's maybe going to happen, and things are still up in the air too. Oh my God, I have to speed run, buy everything I want before these things are all, $1,000. They're not going to be that much, but at 125%, looking at it as percent, it's not $100, it's percent. It's basically everything technically is 2 times as expensive to buy. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough if things keep going the way that they're going. It was looking worse when every country had a tariff, and now I believe, I'm not, so, can correct me, I believe it's only China right now that has tariffs. I believe every other country is back to what they were, which most of them didn't have anything anyways. Hopefully the Vietnam ones do, because there's a lot of Tamashi products that come out of Vietnam. Those are their two main factories. There's one, a really big one in China, but wait, do they affect import sites like AmiAmi? Yes. So how the tariffs in theory work is when that item, one, they have to be over a certain price point, so most small things aren't going to be. So like, probably not if you order from AmiAmi unless you're buying $800 worth of items. But probably at least. Where it's going to be weird is like, so what I just did from Amazon, I bought these 2 figures off their stock online. These 2 are in stock right now. These will be fine, but newer items, so like Anguirus comes out at the end of July for the US, although Big Bad Toy Store is saying they're getting their shipment in June. Actually, I could show this too. Let me switch. What is open right now? Ooh, that is open. Let me open up Big Bad Toy Store. We'll switch it over real quick. Boom. Yeah. Is it showing the screen? It's showing the screen yet? I'm trying to show this. Okay, it is. Okay, so we're gonna look at this. So we're gonna look at. Let me move Skar so I don't break it with my big old hands or my big arms. SH MonsterArts. We're gonna look at this because I want to see if they updated it. So here's the 95. Okay, so it does not have it here. Okay, I gotta go to something new then. So the MonsterArts. Oh, I know this absolutely works on this. Okay. So, Big Bad Toy Store, on items that will be excluding tariff surcharges, they're gonna have this note here. We're just using Big Bad Toy Store as an example. Hasbro is gonna be one of the companies that's hit the hardest. Mattel as well. So even Halo Mega Block stuff is going to get more expensive. Like those MonsterArts, they didn't show it yet, but we'll see what a new MonsterArts listing shows if it'll follow this pattern. But it's going to list it. It's going to say that it has surcharges. So how this is going to work, they put out a statement. So we're not going to know the how much the tariffs are until they get the item. So what Big Bad Toy Store is doing, and I feel like this is going to reflect everyone else as well in the US, is that, so normally Big Bad Toy Store just charges you once they get the item. They're supposed to give you a 10-day notice, or a within 10-day notice. I half the time don't get those emails anymore. It's why I personally, as much as I love Big Bad Toy Store, and I appreciate, I've bought tens of thousands of dollars of items from Big Bad Toy Store. I've been using them since early SH Figuarts Dragon Ball days. Like, this is where I got my 17 and my Broly from, as an example, was Big Bad Toy Store back when they first dropped. They're gonna send you, it almost sounds like an invoice. They're gonna let you know how much the item is after the tariff price is added on, and then you actually get to decide before they charge you if you're gonna keep the item. At least that's their plan right now. Of course, this is so unpredictable. Things have already changed with tariffs because of the bad handling of it. No thanks to a certain somebody. So it's up in the air. We were told that things only how tariffs are supposed to work as of 1923, 1933 is that it's supposed to be nothing under $800 is supposed to be affected. On the point on why this is affected is because they have to bulk order these. They bulk order these, so you can bet Big Bad Toy Store is ordering more than $800 worth of these figures. They're ordering pallets of these figures, shipments, huge shipments of this POS Maximum Hulk. I just know that this had it because I saw this in the Facebook groups and on YouTube, so that's why I used this one. Don't buy this thing. This thing is garbage. I'm not a Marvel collector, but this is a joke of a figure. I gotta throw shade at this. Everyone says MonsterArts is bad company. Look at Hasbro. Hasbro is garbage. But so they have to order these in bulk. So even though items under $800 shouldn't get tariffs because they're all shipped in one shipment, that's well over $800. Every single one of these is going to be charged a tariff. Now, how Big Bad Toy Store is going to do it is unknown. I don't know. But when the tariffs, so when this comes out in July, if the tariffs are still 129% or 125%, technically, this figure should raise to double and extra. Double and extra of its unit price right here. So technically, it doesn't have it. So when they get it in stock, they get it in factory, they're going to send you a notice on how much it'll be with the tariff. Which means like bulk buying from Amazon. It's rough being a Hulk fan in modern days. Yeah, like I was excited for this line. I'm not a Marvel collector, I'm not a Star Wars collector, but I like paying attention to these things. I like paying attention, especially lately, because I rewatched the first two Star Wars movies. I'm going through Clone Wars for the first time as a whole series watch ever, because I've never finished Clone Wars. I never watched the last season, but I'm watching it to get ready for the theater premiere of episode 3 being re-released at the end of the month on the 25th, if I can get a ticket for the movie, that is. So I'm trying to prep for that. So I've got 15 days to finish the Clone Wars for my Star Wars rewatch. I'm going to rewatch all of them, so then I'm going to move on to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't think I'm going to watch the side stuff or Rebels or anything like that. I'm making an exception for Clone Wars because Darth Maul. But I mean, it's going to be hard to pluck through the first 3 seasons just to get to season 4. Because Maul's not there till season 4. I almost thought about just skipping everything, but I like Anakin and Obi-Wan too much. So I love the Republic era of Star Wars. But as a Marvel fan, like I'm watching Infinity War, and when they announced this Maximum series with the Spider-Man, I watched plenty of videos on it. I've watched all the reviews. The Spider-Man's still pretty good. It's the best Marvel Legends Spider-Man, but like that's not saying much. And then when I saw that Hulk was next, and I saw this, I was like, I'm not even a collector. I've never owned a modern Marvel Legends Hulk, but I can tell that most of this is is an old figure. It's not brand new, as this line touts that it's a completely new figure. Yes, this upper body portion's new, the head sculpts are new, which I don't know about you guys. I hate this head sculpt. I hate all 3 of them. I think all 3 look bad. They just don't do it for me. Not that I was ever gonna buy it anyways, but just to give my unexperienced and really unwarranted opinion. And yeah, and the elbows. Oh my goodness, the elbows are like, there's a Dragon Ball, there's an SHF that has that issue. I'm pretty sure a Dragon Ball SHF, or who was it? There was a modern figure that I bought that I sold that had the caps on the elbow, and it was so disappointing. I can't remember who it was now. Someone I sold, because I don't have it anymore, because I'd bring it up right now. It's just ridiculous. 10-year-old engineering on this figure, and then it's after shipping, even if you did the $4 shipping, this would still be double the price of in-store Hulk. I think the Hulks are $34, $35, and this is after shipping and taxes, not even including the tariff. This is going to be about $70. it's just not worth it, in my opinion. My unwarranted, not super knowledgeable opinion, but I'm trying to catch up on every other brand, even if I don't buy them. With the head sculpts like these, the figure has to be super stylized and be able to get into the I agree. And then even still, like, these 3 head sculpts, they just don't do it for me. I really don't like the smiling one. I'm not even going to show it. But yeah, it's just, like, they put a toe joint there, but you can see the toe joint really isn't doing much in this photo. The effects are pretty cool, but, like, you're never... How are you going to pose it like that? You know? Like, is there a stand that's included for these, like the Spider-Man? But the Spider-Man ones are so small that you always have to have them in, like, a crouched down, like, Omni-Man pose. You know, the Omni-Man pose, the pose. You know, he has to always be that low to use it, which is super sad, because I thought about getting it initially because it was like $50. Oh, that's cheaper than the import figures. But no. I don't even think these are sold in stores, so, and that would be the only way I'd buy any of these if these were to pique my interest, would be in store. I don't think I would order these, even if it was like a Deadpool, but then I would just go with the Deadpool or the Revoltech, you know. So it's just, it's weird. Everything is weird. Pricing is weird. Figures are super weird. We definitely, as a collector, even if I don't buy other lines, I do like to pay attention, even within, like, SHF. Like, yeah, MonsterArts, Ultraman, Dragon Ball. I pay attention to the other lines. I almost watch every single figure that they release, like, articulated-wise at least. I almost watch every single review of every figure that comes out if I am subscribed to someone, even if it's an anime that I don't watch or it's an anime I don't feel like getting figures for. I watch them. Same thing with Figma, although I'm pretty behind on Figma's. Figma reviews, Revoltech. I try to keep up with most of them, because with these videos, when I'm reviewing these figures, yes, I want to keep it within, like, you know, the SH MonsterArts standards of these releases, but also, like, especially when I'm not happy with a figure, I try to look at other companies as well to see if there is something that, some other inspiration that could have been taken possibly. And it just, you know, I'm trying to become more knowledgeable. I'm trying to talk less out of my butt, and I'm trying to actually have info and, you know, at least, like, viewing experience to back up claims and stuff. Because that's one of the main things. Sharktopus, I'll read this comment in just a second. I want to make sure I finish my note, because I've been having some huge memory issues lately, so I want to make sure I get it out. Looking at the MonsterArts line, if you only collect MonsterArts, and if maybe you only collect Ultraman figure arts as well, MonsterArts looks like a pretty bad line, and there are definitely some issues. Even being someone who, you know, that's not trying to wank them, but admittedly there is some biasness. There are some plentiful issues, and when I start buying some of the older releases, some of them, that'll be apparent, you know. Ultima has some issues. Jet Jaguar P from Singular Point. Rodan from Singular Point. You know, figures that I can still get. Monster X. I don't look forward to rebuying that figure. But, you know, that's one of those moments where I have to make sure, will patience pay off for me? Now that Mechagodzilla 2021 has a reissue, and a much better reissue, although they didn't change the legs at all. As long as the joint tolerances are better, and it doesn't feel like the arms and legs aren't gonna break besides the pistons, we might be good. And the tail, oh my god, the tail is so scary. And that's coming from someone who's normally like, yeah, something might feel fragile, but it's really not. 2021 Mechagodzilla's tail was scary. But I'm trying to, you know, I look at other lines, especially like Marvel Legends and the Black Series for Star Wars, and, like, they just repurpose figures over and over and over and over again, and they've been doing it for 10 plus years, and they keep putting out crappy figures. Now, yes, they're $30, but, like, or $25 I think now, but, like, when you only collect those lines, a $34 figure, for example, like a Hulk, and it comes out and it's not good, that's the same effect as people not being happy with Skar King. I'm not going to use Shimo, because Shimo and Legion and Iris and some of the others are That's its own discussion, admittingly, because the price gauge just shoots up. When you only look at it like that, then yeah. But I would say MonsterArts, comparatively, looking at other toy brands, even Figma puts out really great painted products, except when it's not an anime girl. Let's be honest. Like, if it's not an anime girl, and even some of the anime guys, some of those figures are rough. Some of them are very rough, still fragile. They're finally now just changing their engineering system, finally, after 20 years. And that's a guy who's owned plenty of Figmas and have sold a lot of Figmas. And I still own, my Jolters from FGO, because all three now are very, very expensive. I would never, unless they reissue them, I would probably never be able to get any of the three back, which is why I really don't want to sell them. Also, it's my favorite anime character of all time, or at least one of them. She's right up there. So, okay, we can stop talking about that. Sharktopus, I want to catch up. I super regret not getting SH Toby. Same, dude. But with how the Mafex turned out, yeah, I don't collect Marvel, but for Spider-Man stuff, and very, very occasionally, that's kind of my plan once I'm out of the dog works, is to just grab things and be okay with. Like, one thing I'm considering is getting like the SH Figuarts Episode 3 Star Wars figures, so at least an Anakin and Obi-Wan, and then I think they include Red Eyes with the Anakin. It got a reissue last year, I think, and it's already gone. And the Obi-Wan is currently up for pre-order. It comes out in September, the reissue. And then like Darth Maul, and mainly because General Grievous is coming within the year, or pre-orders will be out within the year, because we already got teases for it, and probably it'll come out this month, I would guess, or drop for pre-orders at the end of this month. So I would like a few characters to go with it, and I really love Anakin and Obi-Wan, and Darth Maul. So those are the few that I might make an exception for, and maybe even a Darth Vader, probably the Obi-Wan series Darth Vader. But that's up there. But for and then I mean, they know, whether you're talking about MonsterArts, Sharktopus, or Marvel Legends, the sculpting issue, I agree. I mean, I think MonsterArts actually is going to get better now that we do know, not confirmed, but basically all but confirmed, because MonsterArts Tamashi is never going to admit this publicly, is Haya did put fear in them. They are afraid. That's why the 2000 looks really good. It's why we're getting the 2000. I think I didn't believe that at first, but after hearing some things from very reliable people and a few other conversations in secret that I'm not going to allude to anymore, that nothing business-wise, but just people that know people, that kind of know people, winky face. Haya did put the fear in MonsterArts, and I think MonsterArts is actually going to go on the up and up. It's just sad that we're at a time where Tamashi, without the tariffs last year, was already saying their pricing was going to have to go up a little bit, which I kind of don't think is true, because like a lot of the pre-orders that have come out this year for the other lines have been cheap, and it wasn't like a MonsterArts, it was just Tamashi in general. So Legion, yes, is very expensive, but like the Kafka that just went up for pre-order, it's only $50. Probably was a $40 release last year, so I mean, they went up a little bit. Tariffs are going to change that, of course, but Xbox, don't turn off. Oh, this isn't an Xbox One with Kinect anymore. Oh, I gotta pause that. But I think they are going to get better. Now, do I think are we going to get like an actual CGI model Skar King and Shimo? Probably not, but it remains to be seen. Exactly, the figures just feel so bland because they're basically all the same figure. Even the Maximum Spider-Man is generic. Yeah, you're going to be and that's what everyone said about the figure, is that like it's got those cuff rotations, which is an old, super old articulation joint. That's a Toy Biz joint. I had a Spider-Man 22 years ago, 23 years ago. A comic book Spider-Man, not the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Although one of them did have it, the magnetic wall crawler from Spider-Man 2 also had it. Those wrist joints at the glove, they did that only because they know they're going to reuse the figure over and over. You're exactly right, Sharktopus, and that's the sad thing. This is supposed to be aligned with new molds and stuff, but then they showed us with figure number 1 that it's a new mold with some new joints, and that's it. And then they're going to reuse that body like they do with the main line, except they're going to be $50-$60. Same thing with the Hulk. And it's, you know, at least with Monster, it's like they don't normally do that. Paya doesn't normally do that in the same way technically. If you discount Godzilla and them re-releasing the characters over and over and over again, you know, they don't really do that either. Bandai doesn't really do that either. I mean, they're changing the memorial box molds ever so slightly, and some of them get like full. They don't look different, but they are different. Like the 55, it looked like it was the same, and then once we got it in hand, it was different. Same thing with the 64. It was slightly different. I think the legs and the arms maybe were different. You know, they changed things at least a little bit, where the American companies, let's just be honest, the American companies just reuse. And yeah, the Haya 02 was literally just the Godzilla 2000 body with a very not good 02 head on it. I want to point out, even the dorsal plates are the same, but in Haya fashion, they are changing it. So, which it's gonna get changed again. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if their 2000 was, or their 1999, excuse me, their 1999 got delayed until after the MonsterArts came out, because now with their Evolved Godzilla, that I believe it got confirmed it's coming out next month, the Haya Godzilla Evolved, they updated that sculpt in the middle of the process because of this guy. They were going to do a 2.0 like they did with Ghidorah, and they ended up not doing that because this had already came out. So if that Godzilla 2000 doesn't come out before the MonsterArts does, it definitely is going to get put in delayed hell, because they're probably just going to update it within production, which is a good thing and a bad thing all at the same time, you know. I don't like that personally. Even if the paint is slightly different, when I put a pre-order down on something, I want it to be that, because that's the whole reason I'm pre-ordering it. I don't want a completely new figure, even if it's better. I know a lot of people say that's pretty conceited and pretty dumb, but, you know, when I put my money down on something, that's what I want, you know. And sometimes the upgrades don't end up being upgrades, you know. Just my opinion, though. It is kind of a fickle thing. It's a very, I would say that's almost a very old customer service style type of mindset. I have a spider on my hand that is not wanting to get off. Oh goodness. Hopefully it's not venomous, and it's just like a normal little spider just looking for insects to catch. Oh man, we've been streaming for an hour. What the hell? I definitely can tell I've needed to stream. Regrettably, I kind of just talked about a bunch of things that would have been good for a stream. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. But, okay, well, and now I'm going to have to figure out how to change the title, because people are going to be wondering how I live stream for an hour just talking about two figures and a poster. Yeah. But, I mean, we can sit here and talk, too. I mean, I don't mind. These two are great, though. Well, not great. They're good so far. Let me play with them a little bit. I don't know how quick I'm going to pump the reviews. Well, the Kong review can be whenever, if ever. Skar is about 3 months old. We can pretend this never happened. Nah, dude. I'm not going to pretend it didn't happen. I'm having fun. If you're having fun and I'm having fun, it's a win-win. That's all that really matters. I got to check something quick. Okay, there you go. But no, it's all good. But yeah, Skar's video will probably come out sooner than later. I'm not going to be in a rush to put it out. It's not going to be like SHMA, where once I get SHMA in hand, unless I have like a brand new pre-order review coming out that week, SHMA will be front and center. You know, like I said, I feel like there's a lot of hate for this figure, but I feel like there's plenty of people also defending it. This figure did really well in Japan. I mean, the Japanese collectors just absolutely loved this thing. So, which is interesting, because they also really liked, I want to say really liked SHMA, but they didn't like the price, which is funny, because, you know, Legion is double the price of Shimo. So, that's one of those things. Which, considering tariffs and prices, Legion might. You know what? Actually, let's not think about it at all. I still need to get my pre-order in for Shimo or for Legion. I will be going the E-Night Media route here in the U.S., so I will be getting a U.S. release. It's just how it is. It's the cheapest. It is legitimately the cheapest way to get it, unless I had directly pre-ordered it from pre-Bandai, which there was no way of doing without paying Zen Market extra. So it still would have been like $600, I think, after Zen Market's fees. So I will be getting the U.S. release of Legion. There's just no way around it, which is fine. It's going to save me money in the long run, on a lot of money too. So I think it's only like 4 or 530, I think, something like that. If it's even still in stock. Is it still in stock? I gotta check my phone quick. I wouldn't expect it to sell out, but at a $55 deposit only, people who might not be interested may actually, or it's 500 on the nose. Yeah. That's nice. It's a nice looking figure. That's for sure. Oh yeah, pre-order technically, so pre-orders close at the end of this month on the 21st, 22nd. So if you want to almost guarantee yourself one, you have to order it by then. Otherwise, it's kind of up in the air. But no one's buying Shimo like that, so or Legion like that. So, I wouldn't be too worried. But yeah, I definitely got to get my pre-order in once extra funds are available. So I got to sell some things. Yeah, I might just have to hibernate the next 4 years. I don't know how I'm going to survive this. Well, hopefully the certain someone keeps making mistakes and eventually people see that that person isn't a good person and a crook and a liar, and most of their administration is also that way, and we can out all of them united as a country, not as parties. It's not just left versus right. Hopefully it can just be a majority of everyone, and we can just finally stand up, and hopefully overall life in the U.S. can change, because it is rough. That's another reason why I haven't been on here. I've been struggling. Like, I've been job hunting now, like, seriously, for 4 months now, and nothing yet. That's tough to admit, especially, not that I have the best background, but like all the management training I've had, the multiple years of management training I've had across different businesses, and basically I only lost my job with Amazon because of my health, and their inability to wait, for a diagnosis. It sucks. And a lot of other choice words. Yeah, I mean, I could go on, but I think we'll get through this one way or the other. It'll get better. I mean, not that I want to give him credit, but he did pause 90% of all the tariffs he said that he was going to do. Although, raising the China tariff is what's really going to hurt us the most, admittingly. I believe it's 85% of all products in the U.S. that are sold are Chinese products, or made in China, excuse me. I believe. I think it's 80, 85. It might even be higher. I would rather lowball than highball it. So, and a lot of companies aren't going to move back here as much as he wants it to. It's just not going to happen. At least not within his administration's time. It takes 4 years to build a manufacturing plant. Like the Amazon that I worked at here, we knew about that Amazon when I graduated high school in 2016, and it wasn't open until 2022. It took 6 years to get that building made and them actually hiring. Network wise, of course, they had their people that come in and build, and managers that come in. They're training, they're startup managers. Same thing that Walmart does. It takes years for this stuff to happen. Stock crashes constantly, and his buddies. Yeah, dude, there was a clip that was posted today that I mean, it's just flat out. Even if you are a fan of his and a voter of his, you can't deny the video that came out. Him talking about his buddies making millions of dollars today after he reversed the stocks is that's insider trading. There's just no way around that. Whether you're a supporter or not, you can't. That undeniable. It's undeniable he's insider trading for his friends and him. So it's sad. It is sad. But we're not out of the woods yet. I do have confidence in us as a people, as a community, as a country. We'll get through it. A lot of people are turning coat. They're starting to see. Even people in government aren't liking what's going on. We just got to really make sure that we put the right people in, which is really hard to do lately. I think we've struggled since 2016 for sure. And, some people would debate even more than that. Daniel. Yeah, I think Ultima and G2000 will be the last figures I get for a hot minute. Ultima was a pleasant surprise. Nice. Yeah, I should have bought Ultima, a year and a half ago? I think in 2023 it was still available on like Amazon and Big Bad Toy Store for dirt cheap. Like there was a point, or maybe it was the beginning of 2023. Time has been going by so quick that I could have gotten Ultima for like $60 before shipping. I regret it. I do. I was already feeling the MonsterArts. I really wish I would have changed my MonsterArts. I wish I wouldn't have sold as much of my MonsterArts, and I would have kept a few things. I went back and looked at some of my old collection photos and sales photos. They're still on my phones. Like Great Decisive Battle Gigan, I regret selling that, the Final Wars Gigan. And now it's expensive. Ultima, it wasn't necessarily the best figure, but like it was big. It had a huge tail. It was cool. It had a presence on shelf, and it did pose. As long as you knew how to pose it, which I wasn't really good at posing it. It was fun. It was a fun figure, but by the time that I'm ready to buy one, we'll get an Atomic Breath version. Like I said, MonsterArts is so touchy on like buying older figures because normally when you buy the older figure, a new one comes out. You sold Gigan. Yeah, not 72, the 2004. Yeah, I sold that years ago. A year and a half ago, 2 years ago now almost, as of June. I think I sold it 2023 in June. Yeah, it's a great figure. And that one also got really cheap. People just weren't buying it. I had friends who struggled to sell theirs. They only wanted the eye blast effect and the chains. And some of them didn't even want the chains, which I wish I would have kept some of my MonsterArts. I wish I would have listened to myself and didn't get admittingly so caught up in Safubi, because I did. And that's not saying anything bad about Safubi 2. Safubi's really good. I meant 04. Okay. I wish I was collecting back then. Yeah. Now that we're 2 releases in, it is hard to see if we'll get another one, but as I was about to say, MonsterArts has almost a history of being right when it doesn't seem like a figure's going to get another version, whether it's the second version or third version, it gets it. Burning Godzilla is a great example. The ultimate one came out in 2017, 2018, I think. And now, it was obvious, but technically we don't have confirmation that Destroya or the Evolution set is coming, or Junior. But when I buy one on the after, especially Destroya is so expensive. The second I buy one, pre-orders within the next 3 months, I promise. So I would say with MonsterArts, it pays to be more patient than not, especially because even going back to those late 2010 releases, there's still some quality issues where now it's if it comes out now, Mecha King Ghidorah, I think, is one of the best examples. That figure wasn't as fragile as its regular 91 counterpart, but it definitely still wasn't the most 100% stable. And this new version came out, and it's wonderful. And there will be a regular 91 Ghidorah. I bet you it is coming. It is coming. because we got Mecha King Ghidorah. We don't have a Decisive Battle 91 King Ghidorah. And now with Haya releasing theirs, like I said, we do know that Haya's put the fear in MonsterArts a little bit. They're going to step it up. I think new figures, reissues, maybe even 2.0 molds. Maybe that's why we haven't gotten a new 91, is because they're going to update it. Could be. That's all just assumption. They've said nothing that suggests that, and I don't know anyone with insider knowledge that knows that. I'm just kind of basing off of what I've seen with the 2000. Because the 2000 obviously did something, and evolved as well. I don't think we would have gotten the evolved that we had if it wasn't for Haya. I don't know if they would have gotten the CGI model. I'll be honest. So, Haya has put Haya has been great because it's given collectors that don't want to pay or can't pay the MonsterArts price an option for really good figures that are accurate, which is what a lot of people wanted. You know, they're willing to sacrifice articulation for accuracy, and that's absolutely a-okay. And that's a good thing. But now MonsterArts is finally having to pick up their slack, and that's a very good thing, especially for me coming back into the hobby. MonsterArts picking up their laziness and getting even better. Oh yeah, baby. It's only up from here. Oh man, yeah. 04 Gigan is great. I wasn't aware the had exploded in value. Yeah. Now it's the decisive battle is 200. Yeah. That's what I see. I see like 200, 230, 240. You know, if you get it from Japan, it's going to be like $40-$50 shipping. You get it from the US at 200, that's a good price, I would say. Oh, I already know Ultima is going to see a beam variant like next year since I got mine. Yeah. It's very possible. It's honestly very possible. So the place my Haya figure has... Oh. I wonder is... Well, I won't say it. You know, Sharktopus. That's a good price. Yeah, the Decisive for 200, that's good. Because even the original Final Wars Gigan isn't that expensive. I think it like hovers around the same price. But I remember that figure being available for years. And even when the Decisive Battle one got announced... That one was still available for like 120, 140 bucks. And then I saw the price on the regular one just went and I think it's only recovered because now both are hard to get, you know. And sometimes people, it's kind of like the Gamera. The reason I struggle buying the new Gamera 3 is that people like to say it's the new version, but it's actually the old one. So I've been very cautious on buying a Gamera 3, the new one, the Kyoto Final Battle version. So one of the many reasons why I don't have that Gamera yet is that's one of them. Is a lot of people, you know, whether it's just not knowledge or people are trying to scam people, you know, it happens. You know, I hate to say it, but it does happen. But yeah, Evolved had no right being as good as it is. Absolutely, yeah, dude. I already brought it down, but we'll bring it down again, dude. The fact that this poses like a Dragon Ball figure arts is nuts. I'm with you, and it's funny that we're saying that because in my review, and I'll say it even right now, there's still things they could have done better. Like if this head wasn't as limited, this head and neck, can you imagine how even better this figure would be? And maybe, you know, you can debate that the chest joint is ugly. I feel like once you pose it like the way I have it posed, it's basically gone. It's all it needs. On BB, yeah, the Gamera is on Big Bad Toy Store. Beast of the East has it, which I was gonna buy it at G-Fest, but now with my health, I don't know if I'll be making it to G-Fest either. Regrettably, it's just how it is. You know, got to take care of your health first. So I had to cancel AMA, and it looks like I'll probably have to cancel G-Fest as well. But that's 3 months out, so I'm not gonna guarantee that yet because there's other things with G-Fest that I can't up and cancel it just like that. I can't do that. Oh, hey, Adam. How's it going, buddy? I gotta... Well, we'll talk about that after stream. You already know, Adam. You already know. I hope you're doing good, bud. The limited head articulation on Evolved, it's inexcusable. It looks really good, yes. It's definitely the Haya articulation on the MonsterArts, but then... the engineering is what's wrong. I think Steven was the review that I watched that they popped the head off, and it's just like really dumb choices on the head. Really dumb choices. Oh, absolutely, like it is right now with Final Wars. Yeah, which, hey, Final Wars reissue at the end of May. I am so pumped. I really, if they make it to where the head and the I think the wrists and the elbow doesn't pop off as easy in the tail, um, and the if the face paint is a little bit more cleanly, dude, that Final Wars figure is gonna go right back up on my list. That was one of my last MonsterArts I kept because it was just so articulated. That was basically the only reason why I kept it, was because it was just so articulated. It was hard to sell it because it fit so well with the Ultraman stuff because it had so much range. So hopefully it's better. Had they allowed to look straight up without cheesing it, yeah. I mean, the fact that Evolved is so good and it still has issues, and a lot of the community is in that bucket where I feel like a lot of us are able to admit it's like, yeah, it has some issues, and there's definitely some QC issues. Definitely some QC issues with it as well, with paint. I'm so curious to see how it does. I'm gonna just say it. It's literally the the MonsterArts articulation on the high up body, which, to be fair, is probably the best of both worlds. Like that prototype photo we got of the tail doing exactly what the MonsterArts does, where it curls all the way around. I had done good. I hope it's worth the what is it now? This would be 7 months delay, 6 months delay. It was supposed to come out last October. It was supposed to drop at the same exact time as the MonsterArts, or like right after. My Final Wars actually was my first MonsterArts. Thankfully, mine's pretty good. The left arm only pops off. The tip of the tail popped off, but I fixed it. Hey, and back when I had those issues, I also wasn't fixing my figures, like doing clear nail polish, which I'm saying that go make sure you watch Steven's videos on it. He's got fixes for loose joints, tight joints. He's got the videos for it. His are probably the best ones out there. We all know I don't like to advertise him as much. He doesn't need it, but when the guy makes a good video on how to fix your tight joints and your loose joints, nothing else you can say. You just gotta accept it. But yeah, MonsterArts Final Wars was really good, very, very good. And I'm very excited for the reissue. Final Wars is nutty. Basically a Dragon Ball figure with tail. Yep. Yeah, and I don't think 2000 is going to be like that. I think it's going to be in the middle. Especially, it seems like the sculpts that are Yuji's really do seem to struggle with range, but they're really accurate by taking the second to last tip. Oh, interesting. Fix the tip by second to last tail joint, attaching the tip of the third to the last. Oh, okay. That's cool. I haven't actually seen anyone do that, Sharktopus. That's an awesome way of fixing that. I hope GMK gets if we're going to talk about MonsterArts reissues, I hope GMK gets a reissue. I miss GMK, and GMK has gotten... GMK has shot up like a rocket. That's like a $300, $400 MonsterArts now. Way out of my range. I'd almost rather risk never owning it again just to wait for a reissue of some sort. So, and with 2000 coming into the market, and as I explained in my live stream, I think Megaguirus and Orga unlikely, but Earth hopefully, man. I don't like the anime trilogy, but Earth is an incredible figure. So I've been told, and I would love a reissue of the regular Earth. I would like an Atomic Breath one, and I love a Scarlet one as well. I love a Scarlet. I hope 2019 Burning Godzilla gets a reissue here, because now, just looking at the Monsterverse, what we need MonsterArts wise, we need a new 2014, which I think it's actually going to happen. I think we're finally probably going to get a brand new 2014, hopefully. And then we need both Mudos. Rodan needs a reissue, and it needs a QC. The reissue of Rodan needs to be what Heisei Rodan got in the Mecha Garuda set, or the Mecha Godzilla Garuda set, where the QC was almost all fixed. If 2019 could get a really good repaint and get the QC issues fixed, I think that figure would look good, because I think the 2024 Mothra is a vast improvement over the 2019. They fixed some of the QC things, and then I think it just looks better. So if they could do that with Rodan, Monsterverse Rodan, great. We still need a base 2019, 2021, 2024 Godzilla. I don't know why they haven't reissued just the 2019 variant. I don't know why. There's no excuse. If you're asking me what I would want them to do, a 2019 Godzilla set with either a brand new mold, which probably not going to happen, but if they wanted to, that would be great. But I think it would be the 2024 mold with the slight articulation fixes that they did. They made the shoulders a little bit more movable. I feel like the legs actually got less movable, and the tail could use a little bit of a retooling. If they could do that, like a 2019 Godzilla and Rodan set would be great, because I don't think Rodan would come out by itself. The Mutos would obviously be their own set. I don't think they would split the two apart. I don't think so. I don't think they would want people to... I don't think they could convince people to spend, let's be honest, $80 on just the male Muto, even if it came with a ton of stuff. I just don't think so. Oh, man, yeah, Screen Accurate 2014 with Sculpt. Yeah, and I mean, Haya put it out, so there's a chance MonsterArts might follow. I feel like that is now a more correct statement, is MonsterArts is either going to follow or try to get ahead of Haya. I mean, let's be honest, they definitely... Skar King and Shimo coming out like that, and Suko and Mothra, that was a shot at Haya. Although, you could debate whether they did it well enough or not. That's debatable. I like this. I've been sitting here playing with it a little bit while talking to you guys. It doesn't look like it too much, but I'm gonna like this. I'm gonna like it, which is great. I'm very pleased about that. Now, obviously, I think it's safe to say that Skar King and Shimo will get second versions. I don't know if they're going to be CGI model accurate, but we're definitely going to get a Hollow Earth dungeon Shimo with probably a more orangey, dark paint app, so it's not so... I don't want to say blank because I know it's not blank, but that's what most people would say. I feel like we might get a new Skar at some point as well. I'd say they would have waited longer and they could have waited... Probably I could see that, but it's not that they couldn't get the CGI model, they were denied the CGI model. Legendary told them no, we will not give you the model, which is why it's the concept art. That also comes in from someone who's very, very close, or as close as you can get to Tamashii, which isn't very close at all. Even in Japan, they don't really do collabs. They'll bring you out to... Well, I don't know if they bring you out, but they'll invite you to be on their stage for events, but they won't actually send you figures themselves. I think even in Japan, they don't really sponsor people like that. The stores themselves have to send them to you, which is not Tamashii. It's, Big Bad Toy Store does that, although it's been a while since I think they've given out free MonsterArts for collaborators, which I get it, they're expensive. $100 review, and the review might not go well. I understand the hesitation with companies and collaborating businesses. Although, Big Bad Toy Store keeps getting their stop motion animator to keep making those beautifully animated advertisements. Not just the MonsterArts, we're talking about the Mortal Kombat, the Naruto, the Dragon Ball. There's multiple Godzilla ones. I think they have 3 Godzilla advertisements. I wonder why they denied the files. Was the latter just finished earlier than Shimo? So, the rumor, I would say it's more than likely, because it doesn't come from the same person that told me about Tamashii kind of feeling a little bit of heat from Haya. But it came from the same circle where that information was found. So, twice or 3 times removed. But they're from people with background. I'll put it like that. It's kind of obvious where it came from, because there's really only one person US-wise that, does almost have things with MonsterArts. Winky face. So... what we were told, or what was leaked, however you want to put it, is that Legendary just told Bandai, not just Tamashii, just Bandai in general, that they would not give them the CGI files. The only reason why they probably got involved is because it's Godzilla, and that's it. I think it's only because it's Godzilla, because I believe licensing, even though the MonsterVerse Godzilla is Legendaries and evolved as Legendaries form, I'm pretty sure just because it's Godzilla that Bandai / Toho can just say, nope, you don't get a choice. That's ours. But Kong, Skar King, Shimo, Mudos, they can't just pull that for. But that doesn't really explain why, back in 2019, why they weren't able to do it for any of them either. So I'm not for sure. I'm not for sure how to answer that. We do know that Tamashii was denied Shimo and Skar King, though. They were told no. And then some of it also was probably because they were worked on early. It's why I still think these look good. Like, these don't look like Ghidorah, you know? And, well, we'll see about Shimo once I get Shimo in hand eventually. Fascinating figure. Yeah, and it's so weird because you'd think that as... Oh, there's Tater. Hey, buddy. Yeah, mom's going to be home soon, so he's all excited. He's probably also getting ready to go potty. Well, getting ready to go outside to go potty. Oh, yeah, I said the word and he got all excited. So, it's interesting that Legendary wouldn't want Bandai to be making super accurate versions of their characters, because that's the same issue with the movie Monster Series figures. It's why I also... This is headcanon, so I'm not saying this is a truth. This is just looking at context clues. It's why I think Shimo and Skar King weren't regular releases, and it was a set for P Bandai. I think there's some licensing stuff there. You know, because with Kong, it's easier to fight for Kong, and then it was Mechagodzilla last time. You know, where this, you know, these are completely Legendary's own design, you know, or Adam Wingard's own design. So it's weird. It is weird. I would hope that one day they would go back and make accurate versions, but I don't know if these are popular enough. Tamashii, even though they sell globally, they really only care about the Japanese market. It is undeniable, and anyone who thinks that they really market to the US as a majority is just... It's not the most accurate. You know, we got the Kong and the Godzilla, these recolors. We did get these first as the US. We got them during the week of premiere. As limited AMC, if I'm not mistaken, AMC figures. And then Big Bad Toy Store actually was the only, I believe, is the only online retailer that also had them early. Besides that, even for these US characters, they're really only for Japan, you know? Like, Skar King did really well in Japan. Shimo did really well in Japan. I don't know how well Suko and Mothra did, I'm going to be honest. I have to go and watch more videos of them. I know they're good. I know Suko is actually oddly really good for the most part. There are a few things. But I was told Suko is really good, and I've already talked about Mothra 2024 being very impressive considering the original figure, the 2019, is not good. Or as good, I should say. Which, that's also an expensive set. One of the sets I never thought would be very expensive. Not an easy set to find, so I really do hope that MonsterArts goes back and re-releases 2019 Rodan with someone, and then fixes the QC issues, because that figure prone to breaking a lot. And I mean a lot. Even more than the Heisei Rodan, and Heisei Rodan, when that came out, had a ton of issues back in the day. 12 years ago. 13 years ago? 12 years ago? Was that a 2012 or 2013 release? That was 2012. 2012. Yeah, 2012. Because it was the fifth figure in the line? Sixth figure in the line? Maybe it was 2013, because I bought it at 2013 G-Fest. For retail. Maybe it was 2013. But that's back when like the Bluetooth stuff, or Bluefin stuff took forever to come out. That's back when MonsterArts, you wouldn't actually really know if you were getting... you know, Big Bad Toy Store would be like, oh, we're getting it this month, and then it would take a few months extra. Sometimes it would even be the next year with some of the P-Band or the web shop exclusives. So it's so weird. MonsterArts is fun. Honestly, I wanted to do a stream on MonsterArts, and I feel like although we did talk about a lot of it here on accident, this actually helps me keep my points down because there's already things I've talked about, and I can summarize it quicker so we can blow through it. Random question. Are we thinking Tamashii will ever re-release Kiryu? Somehow got lucky and snagged both recently, but it would be cool for people to get another shot. Daniel, I've been saying this for 2 years. Since the Shinagawa Final Battle Kiryu came out, that Tokyo SOS would be right around the corner. Once again, looking at context clues, Godzilla 2000 coming out is a shock. I think, no confirmation, I think we are going to get a Tokyo SOS Godzilla within the next 2 years, and it'll be a completely new mold, or at least be mostly retooled, and then that Kiryu will get a reissue. The 03, and I do think 02 will those are web shop exclusives as well, so actually the 02s are probably SOL'd, which hurts me because I sold my Kiryu, my Shinagawa Final Battle version, which sucks because that figure was perfect. I own a lot of different MonsterArts than when I did back when I had my big collection. If you guys go back 2 years ago, 3 years ago, look at my last collection update video. That was a good chunk of my MonsterArts figures. Of course, I had basically everything up until Singular Point Rodan and a bunch of the older stuff from like the 2015 era to 2018 before the US started getting these figures again regularly. Kiryu was probably the best or the second best. It's Destroya, Kiryu for me, and still are. Not even having them anymore are probably still like right up there. But like -1, I'm partial to all three -1s. I'd put -1 right up there. Shin, right up there. I had Shin while I had everything. So I mean, like, but we have better Shins now, and I have Awakening. That, maybe I shouldn't go into that. That would be a good live stream or a good video as a top 10 MonsterArts that I've owned. That I have at least had my hands on and played with. Good shout, man. There aren't any perfect figures in existence, but the Kiryus are like, honestly, the only thing I would want them to do, god damn the sun. Oh, there we go. I kind of fixed it. The one thing I would want them to do is to go in and retool the hips, so the hips have a little bit more range. That'd be it. I wouldn't touch anything else on that figure. The tail kind of has some limitations at like close to the base, but like that's design. That actually oddly fixes my brightness up a little bit. That's funny. Just the hips, man. That's the only thing. Because I think going from the regular release to the Final Battle version was more than enough of a perfect release. All the battle damage pieces, the absolute zero, still came with all the other stuff, the extra eyes, like it was perfect. So if 03 could get that same treatment, literally the exact same release except with the drill arm, the battle damage drill, or it's not battle damaged, but you know what I mean, all the battle damage pieces of the 03 Kiryu, and then new eyes, you got your money. And honestly, it's probably going to be like $150, $160. It'll be a web shop again. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'd pay that much for it. I'll be honest. Now I would, because I don't want to pay the aftermarket prices on Kiryu. Kiryu's fucking expensive. But all three of them are just $3+. It seems like for opened ones. SOS is really expensive. SOS is crazy expensive now. A mint in box one, which is what I would prefer. I prefer to buy my MonsterArts mint, but I have, especially now in this collection, I have quite a few opened ones. My Frozen Shin was opened. My Awakening Shin was opened. I guess that's it. Because even my second and third form Shin was actually $600. Yeah, they must know how much bank will make them. Please hurry. Yeah, SOS. Yeah, SOS is like in that, to get like a brand mint one. Yeah, it's like $500 to $600. It seems you can see people sell them a little bit less, but not that much less. It's really not that much. I've seen a few for like 480, 450 before. I don't have the money in me. Even if I was, that's a lot. And then if a reissue comes out and it has more accessories, you know, so I'm not in a rush for SOS. I'm in a rush for it to get a reissue, but not to buy aftermarket. Where Shinagawa Kiryu, if I could get one for a really good deal, you know, if I'm able to, whether it's G-Fest, if there's one, well, I'm not going to really have a budget for G-Fest, which is kind of why I bought Kong and Skar King, and I'll probably end up buying Shimo and Mothra and Suko before G-Fest. It's because I'm probably not going to have a budget. You should do a top 10 live stream for sure. I feel like you and I have some of the same viewpoints there with -1. Hey, I'm all down for it. It's nice to know that not everyone hates those figures, although not that it really matters, because as long as you enjoy the figure, you know. But it's good to have similar minds and we can have discussion. It also builds like a different viewpoint. There's a few things that I hadn't even noticed on it, and after watching and talking with a few friends that owned the Heat Ray, and they're like, oh, I really like this. It's like, oh, damn, I kind of glazed over that because I was too busy thinking about other things. You know, comparing it to the other two, or comparing all three -1s together and just seeing how different they are. It's nice. It's it's one of my favorite well, okay, we'll save that for the live stream. We'll save that for that top 10 live stream, which I want. I don't know when I should do that, because it's like there's constantly MonsterArts releases. I might wait. I might do a top 10 at the end of this year. I think might be a good point, because we have some really killer releases this year that are about to come out. We've got the Mechagodzilla 21 reissue. We have Anguirus. We have the Burning Godzilla, which I definitely want in hand. What else comes out this year that's not already out? Godzilla 2000, obviously. There's something else. Isn't there something in August? Final Wars reissue. That would just be like a reintroduction to that figure for me, but it would still count because I'd still have it in hand. What else? There's something. Is there something I'm missing, MonsterArts wise? There's something I'm missing. Is there something that I already have that's a reissue that's coming out? Relevance. Oh, I just realized Big Bad Toy Store doesn't have the Godzilla 2000 up for pre-order yet. Very strange. Very strange. Oh, Gamera! Gamera 2 comes out. We're not counting the Yu-Gi-Oh figures and the Monster Hunter figures. I should say that because I don't collect those. Although I am seeing photos of the Dark Magician, and wow. But I'm gonna have to go now. Had a great time. Hey, thanks Sharktopus for joining. Oh, Ghidorah as well. Yep. Sharktopus, have a great day. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. This has been a unexpectedly long live stream, which is, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Although I will have to go soon. Mom will be home soon. Ghidorah 72, that's the other one that we don't have up for order yet that is coming. And Gamera 2, which drops this month, technically. I have my pre-order from Nin Nin. I actually got to get that paid for. Final Wars. Yeah. And Legion. And Legion's the other one, which we will have Legion by the end of the year. So, hopefully Ghidorah drops before the end of the year. I'm hoping Ghidorah is the pre-order this month. And I kind of think so because it went... because the Godzilla and Gamera portion is different from the Yu-Gi-Oh! And Monster Hunter normally. So I think it's going to... It went Legion... 2000. Legion is a web shop. 2000 is a general. So now I think Ghidorah 72 is going to be a web shop, just like Gigan and just like Anguirus. It's going to upset people. That's just how it is. I think Ghidorah should hopefully go up for pre-order at the end of this month. We should get our details. I'm very excited for 72. 72... I don't want to say it's my most anticipated out of the new figures, but it is up there. It is up there. Because we've had that bootleg for so long, and now we're finally getting an official show of Ghidorah in the MonsterArts line. And it does look like it's been upgraded from that prototype, or from that bootleg, because that bootleg is that was the prototype from MonsterArts that got stolen out of the factory, which is why we never got it. That was basically Tamashi punishing us. And then I think, kind of even back when that happened, I think they were kind of starting to get ready for Showa releases, and they were kind of like, well, we're just going to drop 72 as a set. Which is funny that Gigan and technically Godzilla were 50th anniversary releases for Gigan, and Anguirus and Ghidorah are just just splat within the same year. It's cool. It's funny. I like it. I'm very excited. Being a web shop makes sense to me. It's a special release, new sculpt. It'll probably be within the same scale that the regular 91 is in. So I don't know if I would say massive, but it's big. I mean, it's big. It's going to be as expensive as SHMA, I would guess. I guess it'd be that 230, 240 range. People aren't going to like to hear that, but Mecha King Ghidorah was 260 USD retail MSRP. So, like I said, I can see Ghidorah being in that 200 range. That's kind of what I've been saying for the last... Even before we had a confirmation that it was actually legitimately coming, I was saying it was a 200 release. If we're lucky, it might be $180 to import, but there's not a lot of places to import MonsterArts right now. Japan side, Nin doesn't get the Godzilla line anymore. They get, or the Godzilla side of MonsterArts, they get Gamera and they get Yu-Gi-Oh! And Monster Hunter, but they don't get Godzilla stuff anymore. I don't know why. Because that's, I would be buying from Nin if I could. Although, I would be honest, I don't know what's going on with Mecha Gigantron from the Ultraman line. There's 0 reviews, almost 0 videos of it at all on YouTube. There's only one short that just shows that the fingers are articulated. And there's no reviews for it yet. And Nin said that their warehouse feature, it's supposed to be ready by today, basically. Japan, it's already the 11th. So, like, they're already behind on getting me a shipping quote for that. I've got a few Ultraman figure arts and that. So it's a little frustrating because I see a lot of content creators saying they're quick. And I'll be honest, even with Ortho Chromatic Shin Godzilla, they were honestly kind of really slow on it. I'm gonna be real. No early reviews. Yeah, the only one that I know that's out, the only person that I've seen have photos of it in hand is Isaac Wan. He's a big, I would say he's debatably the largest articulated collector, figure collector, period. He's very popular. He doesn't have a YouTube, or I think he does, but he has a blog site. But he's got an Instagram and a Facebook, and I would recommend anyone, if you want to see the figures even like a day or two early, he's the guy to go to. He seems to get everything a little bit early, and he made some interesting comments about the Mecha Gigantron that worry me on the articulation side of it, which is very unlike SH Figure Arts Ultraman, the designers of that team, to really, like, it feels like it's a Golza mistake almost. The tail and the neck are supposedly not very articulated in a way, not in the way that they should be at a base, kind of like Evolved Godzilla. It's kind of like that, and that's a little scary. And no one's posted a view of it yet, or review of it yet, and it's been out for 2 weeks now, or a week and a half. It came out on the, or was supposed to come out on the 30th or the 29th. So I don't know if it got delayed or if people were told not to make videos on it, which would be super weird. I don't know, and maybe that's why Nin doesn't have it yet. They say they have it at the warehouse, and they're getting the order ready. So I guess it's possible that maybe it got shipped out, but then it got delayed. It got held back. It's possible. Maybe there's something wrong with it. It's very unlike Tamashii to recall figures, especially to do it in secrecy. But there's always a possibility of that happening too. You know, Haya did it for the Skull Crawlers. It's not a bad thing. You know, if you know something's wrong with the majority of your product, if you can stand up and be like, hey, we messed up, we got to pull everything back, and do it. I think that looks better on a business to admit it rather than taking it in secrecy. But we don't know if that's the case. So that's why I don't have Mecha Gigantron yet. I thought I would have it already, or at least I'd be able to quote my shipping at least, because that's got Red King and it's got Belial in it. Or the new Belial, the Darkness Heals version. I'm very excited to get that figure, even though that figure is also kind of limited. I wish we got a 2.0, but would you ever consider the big. See, I almost bought it. I almost bought it when it was on sale, but I'm I'm very anal about scale. I love my figures to be at least semi-scale. That's why I have such an issue with Haya, because Haya's scale is 7-inch scale, but yet the Shimo is 6-inch scale. It's admittingly larger than I thought it was going to be. I'll eat my own words on that. I thought it was going to be tiny, and they ended up buffing up the size a bit. It's still smaller than the MonsterArts, but I still feel like the MonsterArts is undersized as well, even for the MonsterArts of all the Godzilla. I feel like both of them are still too small. But I think it's been basically all but confirmed that Shimo's scale changes throughout the film. It is really annoying that they couldn't get that down, but it is what it is. That's neither here nor there. So I'm very big on scale, and I can't. It's too big. It's not that it's too big. It's just like, if I'm gonna go for if I'm gonna spend $300 some on it, I would rather get the one that's in scale, even if it doesn't have the lights and sound. Because I canceled my 74. I had the Soul of Chogokin 74 on pre-order, but right when it came out, that was when I first was out of work the first 2 months, and I was not trying to sell everything, which eventually I did. I don't have a lot left. You guys would be shocked what my Sofubi collection looks like. Yeah, and what I'm about to do this week, what I have to sell this week. You guys would be shocked. All these black shelves behind me used to be able to be full of Sofubi, not counting the signed stuff that's right behind my head. This whole second row, so there's 2 rows. There's this is the fourth or the third row from the bottom. There's the 4th row, and there's the top row. My 4th row is completely empty. There's nothing on it. It's just completely dead space. I gotta move all the shins that are on the top row down, because it keeps them away from the light. But I'm down to 12 Sofubi shins, and that's it. And I've got to sell a few more this week to make ends meet. It's just how it is. But that's going into even after I get comfortable in my job and stuff, and getting paid regularly, and not hopefully having to sell things constantly to help make up costs. I'm not at a point right now, Godzilla wise, where I can collect things that aren't really MonsterArts. That's going to be my main shtick, because I want to pose. I want to get into photography, or I have been getting back into photography. I just haven't been posting it, and stop motion and other related things. So I can't right now really afford to get things that are out of scale. Although I can always make up a story where, our original Kiryu, if I can get both of them. Our original Kiryu got damaged, so we decided to scale it up by 50, 60%? I get it, man. We do what we have to do, don't we? Yep. Yeah, SH, that's already... It's cheaper than buying Sofubi, but not if I'm going for older stuff. Then it becomes the same, And that's part of the thing of why I kind of recommend people, as well as myself, to just wait. Get the new releases, especially I know right now we're not really supposed to be supporting Amazon too much, but when they cut $10, $20, $30, $40, $50, $60 off of some of these releases, it's a win-lose. I got both the Skar King and the Kong today. I got in sale. Kong was $10 off when I bought it. Skar King was $8 or $9. It hadn't moved at all in the last 3 weeks, so I was just like, F it, let's go. Shimo hopefully will drop even more. I'm fine with paying $213, because that was the import price after shipping, so that's about even. If I would have bought it from Japan, of course I would have had it sooner, but that's neither here nor there. But I mean, if I could get it even cheaper, that's why I'm going to kind of wait on it until the Suko and Mothra are out, because I'd rather just plop those two together. Hopefully get the Suko and Mothra a little discounted as well. I'm going to be waiting for deals, not going to be going after too many aftermarket releases. Just, you never know. I don't want to spend $300 on one release and then boom, here's a new one. The Mothra and Batra, whether it's the larvas or the imago forms, are a great example. Those are due for a re-release any day. Anything Heisei re-release, assume it will get a re-release, because it will. Because every Heisei release besides the Evolution set has gotten at least 2, if not 3 releases. Everything besides the Destroy Evolution set. Everything. Even though if it's like Little Godzilla has 2 because it was with the special color. Space Godzilla. Yeah, it's just the Evolution set is the only Heisei set that hasn't gotten a second issue. Oh, and 89 technically, but it had the SDCC. Desi is coming in the near future. Oh yeah, I've been saying that since early last year as well. I think the whole Destroy line is just going to get a reissue, or at least I was hoping what was going to happen, and it obviously didn't end up different, that it would be a set. It would be a Godzilla and Junior set. It was going to be like 180, but at least it would be both together. And then I'm still hoping for it, and I think this is very likely. We're going to get the Destroya complete Evolution set with the 3 mini forms and 4th form. So I think that is the most likely outcome. I don't know what they're going to do for Destroya paint wise, because the special color version was the best. The best. I don't know if they're going to really try to go for the suit colors, if they're going to re-engineer it. Maybe they might make the wings a little bit more durable, because even the SPV felt a little fragile. I was a little afraid to touch mine at times, but it was really good too. It was really, really good. I miss that figure. I miss that figure so much. That is definitely up there for my most, it's Destroy and Kiryu. I miss those two the most. I missed Burning Godzilla, but I think this new one might rival the OG. I never owned the Ultimate one, so but we'll see. I'm remaining hope that Destroy will get a complete set, and then hopefully Junior will just get like an extra release. I guess they could do like we could get the old building sets that came with the Super X3 and some of the planes and the destroyed buildings and the Godzilla Atomic Breath. What they could do is put both of those sets, even if they just took out all the buildings and just put all the planes and the Maser tanks and the Super X3, they could put that in with Junior, give it the planes, hopefully give it the breath effect, and then Godzilla's spiral effect that came with the original Rodan that hasn't gotten reissued, throw that all in with Junior, make the set $100. You could technically make it an army builder at that point, or they could just release more Heisei vehicle set pieces. That's also what I would really like, because one of the interesting things is the original hot seat for MonsterArts. When MonsterArts was first coming out, the Garuda set and the weapons pack, I believe is what it was called, those used to be very expensive. Garuda set is pretty cheap, although I don't think there's an excuse to buy the original Mechagodzilla unless you're going for every single release out of the line. I don't think it's necessary, because the Super and the Garuda set that recently came out, both of those I feel like are much better, especially because they got better articulation. It got retooled, it got even better, but the army set's actually pretty inexpensive. Easy sale for our card collectors. Junior was strangely great figure, wasn't it? Yeah, I had the original Junior. I love it. I miss it. It's great. People aren't going to be happy about how much it would be, but if it got a modern reissue, it'd probably be $70, but I'll pay for it. Mothra and Suka are $80, $90, right? 80, 90. Let me check this again. There's something. What are they? They're $89.99. Yeah, $89.99. A little expensive. So I mean, Junior's probably going to be that, but as long as they throw some stuff in it, even if it's only Junior's Heat Ray and Godzilla's Red Spiral, honestly, as long as one of the Destroya sets, if there's more coming for it, which once again I do think it would, it's about time Destroya gets a reissue, and Junior, I feel like it probably one of them would have to. I guess what they could do is release Destroya by itself again, which would kind of suck, in a decisive battle version, and then they could release Junior in the Evolution set, so they would include all the small figures in just one set. That might be a good way to milk out $120. Just being realistic. Always assume the prices are going to be higher for MonsterArts. So when they get announced, you can be surprised. Like 2000, it was kind of surprising. It was only $80. I'll be honest, or $70 if you imported it before shipping. And the fact that it's supposedly it's just a flat 100 for the U.S. That's a good price. It's a good price. It's the standard price. You know, it sucks that Godzillas are 100 flat, but if they're going to be really good and really well engineered, which it doesn't look like the 2000 is going to be, it can look up, it can look down, its mouth can open up nice and wide, the tail looks very posable. I mean, even the legs and the arms look much better than O2 and the original 99. So we're already, you know, it's worth the risk, I guess, in my opinion. So I'm happy to have it on pre-order from Hobby Link Japan, actually. Yes. I was gonna do possibly a giveaway, because if I'm not financially in a good spot by that point next year, I am doing something wrong. Oh god, they might not even have it up on here anymore. Oh no, Ami still has it in stock. It's $80 on Ami. I think it's 83 on HLJ. Easy sale for hardcore collectors. Junior, yeah. Oh yeah, that was the last comment. So yeah, it's 2000 looks good. I've already talked about 2000 enough though. So, but yeah, I think I might get two. I might get two. And we might finally do a giveaway. Hopefully at the end of the year, if I can make ends meet, because it is about time. I said I was going to do one for the 1,000 subs, and then the end of this year, just losing health issues and stuff getting me out of the job and having to sell things. It's just not good for me to do giveaways right now. But once I can get life in order, and hopefully the US can start repairing itself, hopefully should be able to do it. But I'm gonna end here because it's almost been 2 damn hours, which great. I'm glad we can make an unboxing stream turn into a regular stream as well. Just chat about MonsterArts, have some fun. Daniel, Sharktopus, Adam, thank you all for joining me, and anyone else who joined in. Thank you guys for watching. Kong, Skar King are great, or good. They're good. Let me play with them a little bit before I say great. I'm gonna plug out of here. I'm gonna get the dog outside. I'm gonna get some supper ready, and I'm gonna play with my new toys as well tonight. And it's been an absolute pleasure. We'll be joining more of these in the future. Thank you, Daniel. Should be one soon. I'll make a post, so hopefully check your phone, or if you use just a PC, watch out for a post. I'll make a post on my next live stream. I gotta do a Battle Line stream within the next 3 days, and then I think the bonus video this week is probably just going to be a MonsterArts video, or another MonsterArts live stream. We're going to just sit down and talk about MonsterArts for a little bit. It might be a video too, I haven't decided. So but thanks for joining. I'm glad you had fun. I'm glad everyone hopefully had fun watching. I'll see you guys later. Skar King review maybe next week. I don't want to do two reviews in a week, but I do have the King of Mons video. It just needs to be edited, and that's it. Otherwise, it's ready to go. So maybe you guys might get 2 reviews next week. We'll see. I don't want to promise something, but you guys might get 2 reviews next week. So take care, everyone. Take care, everyone. Oh my goodness. Thank you all for joining. I'll see you all later. Bye, guys. Thank you. Skar King and I signing out. Bye bye. Oops, that's the Markiplier thing.